happy man that I would be if I could walk outside and see the stars and moon that shine on high, the Milky Way up in the sky. My happiness would know no bounds if I could but see nature's gowns upon the hills and trees near. She clothes each subject through the year. To notice the flowers coming to life, to watch the birds in their all, if I could be free again these things to see.
I guess Dick left that there. He read it to us that night.
Where did they find him?
On the floor there.
Do you think he did it deliberately?
No, it was an accident. He took too much or an extra strong cap. He'd been off for 2 years. Heart couldn't take it.
A man we'll call Dick Smith died in this room. He'd just been released from prison and made his way to this city. Which city doesn't matter, several. Smith was a free man in the afternoon and a dead man by midnight of the same day. He died by his own hand from an overdose of heroin. He was a drug addict of many years standing. He was also a poet of no standing and a confused, harried human being. This prospective report is a partial account of his death. Not just the final merciful end of life, but the living death he inflicted on himself for nearly 20 years. Now, this true story is not a pleasant one. It's not for very young eyes and ears. But it is for all others, for anyone who could be or know such a man as Dick Smith. Dick Smith, 1945. Married, 2 children. A laborer and semi-skilled machinist and painter. Record as of 1945. 14 years of petty crime. 8 years of drug addiction. 7 prison terms for breaking and entering, shoplifting, theft, possession of narcotics. Known to the police as a criminal addict. At the moment, working and in the clear with the law, but always a prospect. Not a happy thief, a man who would rather work, rather hold the jobs he kept losing, but a man with a weakness, a man with a monkey on his back, the drug habit.
Hey, Mr. Smith, how come your kids moved away?
Moved?
Yeah, with their suitcases and everything in a taxi.
Honey?
Dick. I guess you love these things more than you do us.
It's true, isn't it? I didn't intend to see you again. But I took all the pictures of the kids, so I brought one back. I found your box of stuff this morning, so I knew you'd started again. Then I found the factory. You were fired a week ago. And the bank. 5 months savings. You were doing good, Dick. But now you're hooked again. How many times has this been, eh? For me, it's the last time.
Well, not now, not now. I'm sick.
The last time. I'm pulling out, Dick. I'm not going to bring our kids up around this. Not anymore.
Leave me alone. Just for a minute.
For good, Dick. You don't even know what I'm saying. Here. Okay. You can go ahead now. Goodbye, Dick.
Dick Smith went through the agony of being cut off from drugs many times. It means days of torture. At first, the addict may still feel the effects of his last injection, but the agony will come, and he knows this. He waits for it. In a few hours, it begins. The sweat, the pounding head, the writhing and twitching. One withdrawal experience should cure any addict of his craving for all time, but it doesn't. Once the bitter days of withdrawal had passed, Smith was physically cured. He was his calm, rather shy self, a model prisoner.
Hey there, Wood man.
Hello, sir. Writing for the prison paper, huh? Pretty big man with wood, huh?
I want to be cured by Dick Smith. I have used narcotics for many years, have made similar efforts to quit of my own accord. Once I went without drugs for 3 years, only to slip back into the same grind. Why, I often ask myself, did I do it? How about all this other stuff? Junkers should have psychiatric treatments, clinics, maybe legal drugs, and jail's no cure for addiction. And man, I'm with you there. Jail's no good for nothing. That's pretty smart stuff, Dick. How you know all this square talk, man?
I'm an expert, Sharpie.
Yeah, you're a funny guy. You know, most of the junkers in here, they can't wait. No offense. Yeah, most of them can't wait to get out, get back on and stuff.
Not most. Some, yeah. Most of us are scared stiff of the stuff here.
Go on, you all go for it. You know, I smoked a little weed.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try a shot of the horse when I get home.
Well, don't. Don't do it. Stay away from that stuff. That's how I got hooked. Being a smart Alex, smoking a little weed just for some kicks, then a few shots for some more kicks. Stay away from that stuff. Look at me. Look at the kicks I'm getting now.
Hear what you're doing. There's a God watching us.
Don't be a sucker, Sharper. Stay away from that dope.
Out of prison, Dick Smith tried hard to follow his own advice. He welcomed help. Like so many addicts, he had to fight a deep sense of personal inadequacy.
That's your red, Dick?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, go ahead.
I couldn't help losing that job. Guess I shouldn't have told the foreman I was an ex-con.
Yeah, but you told me that there were other fellas laid off as well as you.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I don't know.
oh, what do you think the next move is?
Get a new job? Oh, I met my wife last night. I met her downtown.
Yeah?
Yeah, we only talked for a few minutes. She was swell. Wished me luck and everything. Boy, I sure loused things up for her and the kids. Loused things up for myself, too, all because of that monkey on my back. The drug habit's a disease, Mr. Meade. It's a disease that has to be cured just like TB or cancer or anything like that. The junker needs help. Throwing him in the can doesn't do any good.
Yeah, but you're backing away from the habit, Dick.
Yeah. I've been out of jail about 6 months. I'm no further ahead than when I went in.
Well, you've had a rough time. Being sick and in hospital and trying to get a new job. It's not easy for anyone.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if it's all worthwhile.
Well, it's tough. But if you can live it day by day and keep it up day after day, making it, you've been making it for 6 months, Dick.
Yeah?
But despair is often more powerful than hope for the addict. This was one of those times. Dick Smith ran, as he had so many times, and it was the same sickening race. Twice, 3 times a day, the addict must huddle in some deserted place, hidden from the police, to get his drugs from a peddler, his source of supply.
Hello, sucker.
Yeah. I heard about this meat. It's cold, huh?
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Oh, fine.
Need a cap?
Don't tell me I ain't the pusher.
I ain't got no loot. I thought maybe you could stand me up, huh?
What?
But just this once,
Look,
come
I
out of
gave
my
you
head.
advice once for free.
Oh, look, Dick, give me a break.
Why
will
don't you get a
man?
woman hustling for you?
Oh, look, man, give me...
Look, it takes all I can do to clout for my habit. Hey, there's the pusher.
This is called the meet, where addict meets the pusher or peddler and buys his drugs. The racketeer and smuggler have no dealings with the addict. They work through an agent, usually an addict himself, willing to risk capture by the police for drugs to feed his own habit. His customers must get their drug money in other ways. They can't earn enough. No average job will pay the $30 to $60 a day the addict must have. The addict steals to get money for his drugs. He's a petty thief, never violent, never tough or aggressive. There are no gunmen, nor maniacs, nor sex criminals among addicts. Not 1 in 10,000. Their lives are focused on drugs alone. They're shoplifters and sneak thieves, stealing anything they can find, on the street, in stores or warehouses. Petty theft, but it costs society many millions every year. And sometimes, the addict's desperate, random thefts are both comical and pitiful. Sooner or later, inevitably, the race ends. The frantic daily struggle is halted, and usually in the same way.
Stand still. Raise your hands.
It was 2 years before Dick Smith returned to the city from prison for the last time. He felt as every ex-con feels on coming back into the world, bewildered and afraid.
Hi, Dick. Well, you got the old buck fever? Well, hello, Mr. Meade.
Hi.
Did you come down here to meet me?
Sure did. Got another old friend of yours here, too. He's out there in the car. Walt Bennett.
Walt.
Yeah.
Is he, okay?
Kicked it 5 years ago, Dick. He's got a good job now. He's making it.
Gee, that's swell.
Say, I thought you might like a little food and some talk. You know, just the three of us. That is, unless you got plans.
No, not right away.
Good, let's go then, eh?
Fine.
After a good meal and some hours of talk, Smith had lost his depression. His friends had never seen in him before.
Well, the funny thing is, the habit's not what's bothering me this time. It's getting a job, getting a new start.
Take it slow, Dick. It isn't easy.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mean the monkey isn't going to bother me. It's just that I've got a new slant on it this time. Well, it's a new slant for me, anyway. It's like in this poem I showed you. You know, about being free and so on.
Yeah.
I meant more than just being out of prison. I meant being free inside yourself. You know, getting rid of that sickness inside you. Then you're really free. Man, that sounds so simple. It's taken me over 20 years to realize a thief, and junker, and hoodlum is never free, in or out of jail.
Well, some people never learn that, Dick.
Yeah. So you're really making it, huh, Walt? Really pulling away from it, huh?
Yeah, so's Anderson, Limpy Lewis, Georgie. It can be done, Dick.
Sure. Well, if you guys can do it, I can do it. This time I don't run. Hey, it must be getting near 7 o'clock. I want to see my mother and my sister. I'll bunk there tonight and get a room tomorrow. And a job, Mr. Meade?
Well, you come on in first thing in the morning and do your cracking.
Thanks.
Can I give you a lift anywhere?
No, it's just a couple of blocks. Oh, there's something I forgot to tell you. I've been in touch with my wife. You know, all this time she's still been pulling for me. And I think I got a chance to get her back. So, that's the big one. Well, see you, Walt, and thanks.
Anytime, Dick.
See you in the morning, Dick. Well?
This time, I think you'll make it.
Well, I hope so.
You haven't forgotten how, have you, pal? Happy dreams.
Less than 4 hours after leaving his friends, the man who was going to make it held a hypodermic filled with heroin in his hand. The man who wrote a poem about freedom was going to step back into slavery by his own choice.
Why? Why did he do it? What made him go back to drugs after all those high hopes?
I don't know. Some shock, some upset. Maybe he was feeling too good, too happy. Maybe someone gave him the brush off. Maybe he ran into a junker who persuaded him. Maybe he got tight. They found alcohol in him as well as heroin. It could be a lot of things. We're weak people. Weak and scared. it doesn't take much to push us over the edge. One time, I was off the stuff for 3 years, doing fine. And I'm walking on the street one day, and I spot this guy I went to school with. He's grown into a big, solid citizen. He's got a pretty woman with him and a couple of nice kids. They're happy looking, clean, going places. I think what I'd done with my life, I start crying right there on the street. I got a fix in me an hour later. To the addict, every little pain, every little setback, every little regret, well, it's blown up 100 times. We keep remembering how peaceful and soothing it is when we got a fix in this. We forget about the hell we go through with drugs. We run back to the needle. It's crazy, but it happens.
You haven't run back this time.
And up where Dick Smith is.
This has been the true story of a drug addict, not a pleasant story. And it hasn't said very much about statistics, legal factors, plans and programs and so on. All of these things exist. A lot of people are working on this problem of drug addiction, and they may eventually solve it. But to do so, they must have public understanding of the problem and of the addict. And that is why we've told you this story of Dick Smith.